Hello and welcome back to the Satoshi Society YouTube channel. My name is AJ, one of the co-hosts here, and today we are going to be talking about the technical side of Bitcoin, taking a look at what the price is doing and taking a look at where we think the price is going to go. And we're going to look at some other things as well to help us out with that analysis, such as the DXY and the traditional markets as well, to give us a good understanding of where the price is going to go. And to be perfectly honest with you, as of right now, it doesn't look too good, but we are going to walk through it and we are going to look through the potential bullish case as well. Because as always, there is an invalidation for these scenarios. Okay, so right now it's looking a little bit more bearish, but there is an invalidation for that, and I'm going to show you that today as well and update you with what's happened since yesterday's live stream. So if that sounds interesting, please make sure you smash a like on this video. I would really appreciate it. It really helps the channel out, really helps me out. So please just make sure you smash that like button, and we will jump straight on into the charts. So jumping straight on into the charts, we can see that Bitcoin is still at this support. Okay, once again testing this support level, and if you've been following the channel, you will know that I'm currently in a short position. Okay, I've been in a short position from $24,750 approximately. Okay, I've posted that over on Twitter, and I also told you before I entered the trade. Okay, I came live and I was telling you that I was entering into this trade on Friday. Okay, last Friday, sorry, and then Sunday, okay, the Sunday that's just been, I also told you that another shorting opportunity was there, and I was telling you that I was potentially adding to that short position as well, which I did, and of course I'm still in that short position. And what I've done is I've taken slight profits because we've come to support right here. We're at this support level, so I've taken 50% profit. Okay, and then I've moved my stop loss to entry. Okay, so now there's no possible way that I can turn this losing trade, this winning trade into a losing trade. Okay, because I've taken 50% profit and I moved that stop loss to entry. Okay, so there's no way I can turn this winning trade into a losing trade, and taken all of the risk out of this trade now. But the reason why I've still left some capital within the trade is because I still think the price could go lower, because there are a lot of bearish signs. And as I said before, I'm going to walk you through them right now. So what we can see is that Bitcoin is at support right now. Okay, but what are the other factors that are telling us that the price is going to break towards the downside? Well, the first one is that we are at support, and when we are at support, there is a chance that we could break towards the downside, especially if we've tested this support so many times, as you can see right here. Okay, so if we're going to continue to test this support, it's like knocking on a door. Okay, the more times you knock on a door, okay, the higher the probability is that someone's going to finally eventually open that door. Okay, so it's the exact same thing. If we're going to continue to test this support, there's a pretty high chance that we are going to break towards the downside. Okay, but there are other things that can help us understand what the price is going to do. And of course, I'm going to share that with you right now. So what else are we looking at? Well, what else we're looking at is the DXY. Okay, the DXY can give us a really, really good understanding of where the price can be going. And what's happening to the DXY right now? Well, the DXY is actually pumping towards the upside. Okay, I published this on Twitter as well. Okay, I published this yesterday. I was telling you the DXY is continuing to pump and the ES is continuing to dump. Okay, and breaking support. Okay, yesterday, looking at the ES quick before we talk about the DXY, but yesterday we actually were breaking support, but then the price actually decided to pump and actually held the support, as we can see right here. Let me just get an arrow so you can see a little bit clearer. We don't want to turn that around. This one here, let's move that. So right here, what we can see is that Bitcoin had a nice wick. The ES had a bit of a wick towards the downside right here. Okay. Breaking below this support level. Why is this a support level? Well, we've tested it here to the dollar, okay, and then we've tested it right here to the dollar as well. So this is a diagonal support level, and as you can see, yesterday we did hold the support. Okay, that was good, but the DXY was just still it was still pushing towards the upside. Okay, and today, we've had a fairly big push for the DXY already today. Okay, and this is why we are seeing this ES pullback. Okay. So for me, it's looking pretty likely that the ES could actually break this support. And if it breaks this support, then there's a high chance it's coming down to $3,930 approximately, where we have this major support level here. Okay, it's been used as major support here, resistance here, resistance here, support here before the break towards the downside, support, resistance. You get the point. Okay, you get the gist of it. This is a major level. We've used it so many times as support and resistance. So this is going to be a strong support level. But if we break towards the downside, there could be a lot more pain for the traditional markets, okay, for the ES. Okay, so we do need to be aware of this. And today it looks like it wants to break towards the downside because we are getting a big pullback already today. Okay, looking at the DXY looks like it wants to continue to push towards the upside, and it's in this major resistance. Okay, so yes, there's a possibility that we could get a rejection like we've seen here. Okay, this is a major level. If you've been following the channel, you will know that this level is a major level. We've used it as previous support and resistance a number of times. So this is that next major level for the DXY. If we break above it, this is going to be very bearish for Bitcoin. But if we can get a rejection from it, then it could be very bullish for Bitcoin. Okay, but right now I'm still sat more on the bearish scenario in the short term, the medium term, and the long term. Reason being is because on the bigger time frames we're still seeing bearish patterns. Okay, we haven't broken above $25,200, which we need to do, okay, in order for me to flip bullish. Okay, if we cannot do that, we are not. I cannot, physically flip bullish. Okay, because that is a major level. That is a major level that we need to get above to ensure this bull market has started. But because we're not above it, for me, okay, the market is just telling me that we're not in a bull market, we're still in a bear market, and we still could see lower within this bear market. Okay, if this DXY is going to break this major resistance here, where's the next major level? Okay, well, the next major level is at 109. Okay, if the DXY goes up to 109, Bitcoin could be making new lows. Okay, Bitcoin could be breaking below $15,500. Okay, so we need to just be very aware of this. Okay, that is a possible scenario. However, we've got to look at the other scenarios as well. We could get a rejection from here and then come back down to this major support here. That is a possibility, down to 101. Okay, and the DXY needs to break below 101 for me to be happy that the bull market started. Okay, so that is a possibility as well. If we get a rejection from here, that will invalidate the bearish scenario for now. Okay, it could still happen if we were to get a rejection and then come back and test the resistance again. That's a possibility. But yeah, if we do break above this, it's really not going to be good for the traditional markets, which will then feed into the crypto markets, because we know that the traditional markets and Bitcoin are correlated, okay, as such as the DXY as well. The DXY is inversely correlated with Bitcoin, so when the DXY goes up, Bitcoin goes down. When the DXY goes down, Bitcoin goes up. Okay, so these are two really good indicators to help us sort of predict where the price is going. And for me, okay, I do think that Bitcoin could have a pullback today. Okay, another pullback, another leg towards the downside today. Reason being is because looking at the price of Bitcoin and looking at the ES over the past week, okay, we've seen that Bitcoin lags behind the ES a little bit. Okay, it does lag behind a little bit. So what we tend to see is that the ES moves towards the downside, okay, and then shortly after, Bitcoin does follow. Okay, so that is what I'm looking for. That's what I'm looking for today. I'm looking for the price of Bitcoin to, in fact, pull back, because we are seeing that ES pull back. Now, I also want to show you another chart as well. I want to go through the daily, okay, and I also want to go through the weekly as well. So I'm going to bring up the daily first, and then we will go to the weekly. But we're going to look at the what the daily is telling us, okay, and the daily is still screaming bearishness at me. It's still screaming bearish. Okay. So in the short term, looking at the 4 hour, okay, I am bearish in the short term because the DXY is pumping, ES is pumping, Bitcoin's at support. If the DXY and the ES is dumping. Okay. If the DXY is pumping, ES is dumping, okay, and Bitcoin is at support, there's a high chance, a very high chance, that Bitcoin is going to break that support, meaning that we're going to go lower, okay, down to the next support level. So that's why I'm bearish in the short term. Medium term, why am I bearish? Okay, looking at the daily, why am I bearish? Okay, well, we were coming into resistance. First of all, we had $25,200. Okay, this white horizontal level here from this previous bear market rally, okay, from that high right there. We've used that as very, very strong resistance, and we're getting rejected from it. What else? Previous swing high to swing low, okay, we have this golden pocket coming in, okay, that normally acts as very strong resistance as well. That's coming in confluence with this horizontal level. We're getting rejected from that as well. What else are we seeing? Okay, we're seeing a bearish divergence. Okay, we've got higher highs on the price action chart, lower lows on the RSI. Very, very bearish sign. And we can see that. We can see that the price is reacting bearishly to this. Okay, now looking at the daily, yes, on the likes of the 4 hour, okay, we have support coming in at around $22,850 approximately, if I'm correct. So around that level on the 4 hour, we do have support coming at $22,850 approximately. Okay. But looking at the daily, where's that next major level that we could come down to? Well, the next major level that we could come down to is actually $21,400. Okay, so we could actually see this bearish divergence, this this rejection from resistance here, actually bring the price all the way down to $21,400. Okay, and that is most likely going to happen if that DXY continues to pump. Okay, so we need to be aware of that. If the DXY is going to continue to dump, ES is going to continue to pull back, so Bitcoin is going to follow as well, okay, by pulling back. So on the medium term, I'm looking at the price potentially coming down to $21,400, but only if support is broken in the short term, as in the 4 hour support at $22,850. Okay, but we will reevaluate once the price gets to 22,000. What was it, $850. Okay, if the price gets there in the short term, okay, we can reevaluate from there. Is the price going to pump from there, or is the price going to break below that support and move lower to $21,400? Okay, we're not there yet, so we can't really we can't really reevaluate and see whether the price is going to break that support level because we're not at that support level. Okay, we need to get to that support level and see if there are any bullish indications telling us we're going to bounce, or are there no bullish indications, meaning that the price is most likely going to break towards the downside. Okay, so we're just sort of waiting for the price to come down to that next level, because it is at a level right now. Okay, it is at support right now. On the shorter time frame, and if it breaks that support, which I think is pretty likely to happen because the DXY is pumping, then we're most likely going down to that $22,850 level. Okay, what else do I want to show you? Well, I also want to show you that weekly. Okay, so we've looked at the short term. Okay, the short term, we're at support. Okay, we're looking bearish because the DXY is pumping, ES is putting back. Okay, that's not looking too good for us. Okay, we've looked at the daily now. Okay, the daily is also screaming bearishness as well. We're having that pullback. Okay, we're having the reaction from the resistance levels. Okay, we're seeing that price pull back, and if the DXY is going to continue to pump, Bitcoin is going to continue to dump. Same with the ES. Okay, so if the ES is going to continue to dump, we're going to see Bitcoin follow that as well. Okay, so we looked at the medium term as well, so as in the daily. Okay, now we're going to take a look at the weekly as well. Okay, let's have a quick look at the weekly and sort of decide what the market is swaying, what direction the market is swaying towards. Okay, and looking at the weekly, to be honest with you, the market is looking bearish for me. Okay, the market is looking bearish for me. Reason being is because we're getting rejected from resistance here. Okay, we're still forming a bearish divergence as well. Okay, looking at this, this chart as well shows you, sorry, $25,200. Okay, that's the high from here. Okay, the previous high from this bear market rally right here. We need to get above this major resistance. Okay, if we can get above this major resistance, okay, without a doubt, we're most likely going to 30,000. Okay, I'm not going to deny it. Okay, if we break above $25,200, we're most likely going to 30,000. But we're continuously getting rejected. We've got a rejection there, and we're getting a rejection right now. Okay, we're also forming a bearish divergence as well. Okay, we already know that we were forming this bearish divergence here. Okay, and we had a slight pullback, but then the price decided to pump. Okay, very almost invalidating the bearish divergence, but we still have this bearish divergence in play, right? If I just zoom in a bit, okay, so we can see we're still forming lower lows, very, very slightly, but initially still forming lower lows. Let me just pull a horizontal line from here, and what we can see is that this high that we're forming here is lower than this high, very slightly, but initially still lower. Okay, so we're forming lower lows there. Okay, and then we come to the RSI. What's the RSI doing? Well, the RSI is forming clear higher highs right there. Okay, so for me, that is a textbook bearish divergence. Okay, and for anyone else looking at it, that's a textbook bearish divergence. Very slight one, but still, it's a bearish divergence. Okay, a bearish divergence coming into resistance, is not good. Okay, and this is why we are starting to see this pullback. Now, can this pullback lead into a much bigger pullback? Yes, it can. Okay, if that DXY continues to pump and that ES continues to dump. However, okay, if the DXY decides to reject from where it is right now, okay, and we see the DXY pull back, then there's a high chance that Bitcoin could actually break this resistance and potentially move higher, potentially even up to 30,000. Okay, so we just got to keep an eye on that DXY. That DXY is going to continue to pump. We're going to continue to see Bitcoin pull back. But if the DXY decides to reject from resistance, we're most likely going to see Bitcoin actually pump. Okay, so right now the DXY is at a critical level because it's at that major resistance level that I showed you. Okay, if it breaks above that, for me, okay, this bear market is still on, and we could actually form new lows of the bear market, potentially 14,000, maybe even 12,000, maybe even 10,000. Okay, but if we can get a rejection from that resistance and come back down to support, then without a doubt, as I said, Bitcoin could break above this resistance level here and go to 30,000. But right now, because the DXY is pumping, coming into resistance, okay, pumping whilst it's coming into resistance, ES is pulling back, okay, it's looking highly likely that Bitcoin is going to pull back as well because we've come into resistance, okay, right here, and we're forming a bearish divergence on the larger time frames. Also, on the daily as well, we're forming bearish divergences coming into resistance there. Okay, it's looking prime for a pullback there as well. And if all the support is going to be broken on the lower time frames, such as the 4-hour and the daily, okay, we're just going to continue to see this price pullback, potentially down to $19,700 approximately, where we do have this major support level here. Then if we break below that, then that's when I'll be looking at 14,000. But first, this low here at around $15,500. Okay, so for me, shorter time frame looking bearish, midterm looking bearish as well, long term looking bearish for me as well. Okay, for me in the long term to flip bullish, we need to break above $25,200, okay, and hold that as support. That's what we need to do in the long term for me to flip bullish. Midterm, for me to flip bullish, we need to break above that resistance that I showed you, and we need to invalidate that bearish divergence that we are forming. But we're seeing a bearish reaction to that. So right now, I'm sat more bearish. Okay, shorter time frame as well. Exactly the same thing. Resistance, bearish divergences, prices pulling back, having a bearish reaction to that. ES pulling back, DXY pushing towards the upside. Okay, so every time frame is looking bearish for me right now. Short term, medium term, long term is looking bearish. Okay, this could change in an instant. Yes, it could. It could change in an instant, but right now it's looking bearish. Okay, I've been telling you for the past week now. The price has been looking bearish, okay, and before the week even started, okay, so last Friday and Sunday, I was entering into this short position, and currently this short position is in let's have a look, it's in a 20% profit, okay, it is in a 20% profit, and let me just get that up for you, just to show you the proof as well. It is on my phone, so bear with me 2 seconds. But let me just get that proof up, just to prove to you that I'm still within the short position. So as we can see right here, let's just bring that up. Oh, is it going to work? There we go. Almost 20% in a profit, very close. You can see that entry point at 24,730. Okay, current price is 23,799. That is the current price that we are at right now, approximately. Oh, as you can see on here, slightly different because this is Bitstamp. This is a different exchange, but yeah. Currently in a really nice trade here, and I'm looking to continue to hold this short position up because, as I said, short term, medium term, long term, still very bearish. Okay, so that's what I'm viewing the market as being, very bearish. Okay, it's not something, I don't like to be bearish, and I've been bearish for a very long time, but there's a reason to be bearish because the market is pulling back. okay, and we're getting all these bearish signs. We're in a bear market. It's understandable to be bearish all the time, okay. So yeah, I think that's pretty much all I've got for you today. I hope you've enjoyed. And Angela M, good to see you back here. Smash the likes for AJ's fresh haircut. Yeah, I thought I'd go for something different. I thought I'd try something different. So yeah, smash that like button for my new haircut. I would really, really appreciate that. But yeah, anyway, I think that's everything I've got for you today. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else to add on to that. It's just looking very bearish, especially with that DXY pushing towards the upside. So, of course, if anything changes, I will update you. You will be the first people to be updated, and of course, follow us over on Twitter as well. Let me just bring that up quickly. Yeah, follow us on Twitter. I do post updates on Twitter as well with the trades, and I do post charts as well on Twitter. So yeah, make sure you follow us over there. Updating you on my trade right here. Talking about the ES, okay, potentially coming down to support. And this was a tweet I tweeted yesterday. We were seeing the ES break towards the downside, and we were seeing the DXY push up into this resistance level, and I was telling you that this does not look good for Bitcoin, okay, which it doesn't. Okay, it doesn't look good for Bitcoin. So yeah, thank you very, very much for watching. Make sure you subscribe and turn that bell notification on if you are new. And yeah, make sure you smash that like button as well, because I would really, really appreciate it. It really helps me out, really helps the channel out. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. I hope this has been very informative for you and helped you with your own analysis as well. So yeah, thank you very much, and I'll either see you later on today if anything happens, or I will see you tomorrow for that normal live stream. So thank you very much for watching, guys, and see you later.